Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As you come into the chat, be sure to drop your elephants and your crowns and let me know where you're watching from. This is our weekly recap of 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, and we're going to talk a little bit about the family Chantel. I watched the first episode twice and I'm like, damn it, I can't get back that time from my life. Anyways, guys, if you missed out on any of the hot topics that we talked about already this week, including the breaking news that Wendy Williams will not be returning next week and will be replaced by guest hosts and panels, at least for couple of weeks. We don't know a definitive date on when Wendy Williams will be returning to the show, but if you missed that live yesterday, be sure to check that out and the other stories that you missed. And be sure to follow me on my social media for under 15 seconds and sometimes under a minute hot topics and reality TV recaps. So today, as I said to you before, this is our weekly recap of 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. Let me just see what everyone's saying in the chat. Shout out to everyone that's here. I appreciate you all being here. It's a little early, but it's a little bit later here in Amsterdam. It's about 4 p.m., a little bit after 4 p.m. But I wanted to get in our weekly 90 Day Fiancé recap so we can talk about it. Shout out to everyone that's already in the chat. Shout out to Armand. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. Shout out to you guys. And if you would like to become a member, head on over to TheKempire.com. And if you missed our text this morning, then you should join our texting community. TextKempire.com for more details. Susie says, I've been up since 4 a.m. Lord. Denise, good morning from Toronto. Dallas, Texas is here. Nora, what's going on? Diana's here. Loving my life. Tampa Bay's in the building. Walker from Florida is in the building. Let me see what you guys are saying in here. Everyone's having their own conversations. It's okay. If I don't, Sonia says, if I don't do at least 2 hours of cardio a day, I get froggy. No bueno. And mind you, I need to get into some cardio while I'm here in Amsterdam. Not been on my same normal routine, but if you've traveled before, then you completely get it. But this is perfect time to talk about travel because 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way it's still so good. I don't care what anyone says. It's still so good, even though there are some pre-produced storylines. But before we get into 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, we were introduced to this couple on 90 Day Fiancé, and here we are. They have their season 3 premiere. This is their 3rd season, y'all, of their own spinoff. Not a lot of these 90 Day Fiancé characters for lack of a better word, get their own spinoff. The Family Chantel, season 1 and season 2 were quite entertaining. So I was looking forward to this new season. And when I say quite entertaining, I know some of this stuff is made up. I know some of this stuff is pre-produced. I know that they're leaning into the characters that they play on the show, but I still watch. I'm still not that interested in Pedro's family in the Dominican Republic. I did enjoy his mother running after what's the guy's name? Alejandro, after her running after him with her purse. A lot of you were in the comment section saying that no, Dominican mothers can be that way. I was like, really? I thought they were putting on for the cameras. But we also got some juicy details about Pedro's father and her and the mother's relationship and how that played out and why she is a little concerned for her daughter. But of course, the pandemic happened. Pedro's sister, who I always forget her name, I am sorry. But according to Chantel, you were on a corner. You were on a corner. Really? I don't get the hate for that still exists between the two families. I wonder if we will get any interaction this season between Pedro's family and Chantel's family. That's always quite entertaining. Last season, though, I have to say season 2 was probably their best season so far because they went to the Philippines right before the height of the pandemic. So I thought the Philippines episodes were surprising and entertaining. This first episode of season 3 wasn't that entertaining, but always when Karen, Chantel's mother, gets into a Uber and she goes to Royal, there we go, Royal's home and is knocking and he won't answer. She said she hasn't heard from her son in a couple of months because of everything that went down in the Philippines. Understandable. If you watched last season, then you were like, I probably wouldn't talk to my mother or my family again either. You try to ruin my trip on national TV. You try to ruin my marriage on national TV. Nora says, neither do I. I'm over the hate between the two families. Yeah, I, I don't get why Chantel is throwing shots because I don't recall Pedro's sister throwing shots at him, um, shots at her. And she's wrapped up in love. She's more concerned with what's going on between Alejandro and her mom than Chantel. Chantel, when we first were introduced to Chantel, I thought she was normal. But in the last season or so, Chantel's gotten more like her mother, Karen. It's a just this blank look over her face. Sometimes during these confessionals, right here you're getting a little bit more from her, and they're a beautiful couple. I don't care what anyone says. This is a beautiful couple. Chantel finally graduates, and the shade that they're throwing at this poor girl. Becoming a nurse is not easy. I know quite a few that have done it. They haven't taken as long as her, but we have to remember she was going to school. She had to pay for, the K-1 visa situation. Despite the rumors of that 90-day pace right now, it's really the couples that pay for it. And she says that's part of the reason why it took her so long. But now it seems as if the theme for this season, their storyline for this season, will be Karen questioning Pedro's intentions. Because even in this last episode, we saw Pedro saying, "Oh, how much money are you going to be making now as a nurse?" And a nurse here not here, but in New York makes good money. I know in Florida it's not the same. And I know in Atlanta it may not be the same down in the South. So it's interesting to me to see him discuss their funds on television. I forgot what Pedro does now, but Pedro's looking good. I'm not going to sit here. Why did I didn't get any? I'm going to grab some water in a second. If you guys are just joining us, of course, we're talking a little bit about the family Chantel. This first episode did not give me a lot. It did not give me a lot. I wasn't entertained, but I'm going to keep watching because I wasn't sure about the second season, but the second season brought a lot. I hope they take a trip somewhere. I want to see more of Karen. Karen really is the star of the show. I know it's called The Family Chantel, but Chantel really doesn't bring a lot. I think the storyline is going to continue with her sister and her Ja and what's going on there. What religion did Ja join where they're not allowed to eat certain types of food? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna keep watching. I wasn't entertained, even though I watched it twice, but I watched it twice so that I knew what I was talking about here. I'm interested in the family. They're a bag of weird that I can watch and laugh at, especially the mom. We shall see. We shall see. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Asia says, I heard Anjanette is pregnant. Royal's wife. Royal's wife was shady. That whole situation, even though it may have seemed pre-produced certain instances, but the situation with Royal and his wife and Royal getting so angry and talking about his family, that was the funniest thing from last season. That's why I was all in for season 3, because I was like, last season was so good. We didn't expect that storyline. We thought it was going to be another Pedro and Chantel central storyline. No, this was really more centered around Royal and his relationship last season. I think this season, though, they're going to focus on Chantel's sister and her relationship with Ja. What's Chantel's sister's name again? I apologize, young lady, because I already know you're dealing with insecurity, because we already talked about that on the show. Courtney says Royal's wife wore the pants. She really did. She really did. Oh, poor Royal. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can. Let me change it up. Let me bring Royal up. Oh, Royal. Royal had some moments last season that were a little scary, because you remember when he got into the fight with the producer? The producer was on 90 Day Bears All, and then later told the story that despite them getting into that fight, he needed a witness in order to be baptized. So the producer that he ends up pushing gets in a fight with becomes his sort of godfather in order for him to get baptized while he was in the Philippines. So there's that. And that's why I love 90 Day Bears Law, because we get some of these little tidbits that we wouldn't know about. So he has some anger management issues. He has some anger management issues that he needs to deal with. And Anjanette kind of threw him under the bus as well. I don't know if we're going to get them this season. We got to hear his voice, but I don't think he wants to be back on the show. Remember, we didn't even know that they had this brother. So for this brother to come in, if he didn't look like them, I would have swore they paid this boy to be on the show. Good morning to everyone that's just joining us. We are talking, of course, not just 90 Day Fiance, but a little bit of the family Chantel. Last season was so good to me. I was willing to give season 3 a shot. The first episode was but it is what it is. We're gonna keep watching. I'm not sure how I feel about this couple or their storyline. I wasn't entertained last season. I could have did without their scenes, but I watched it because I want to be able to say, oh, I watched it, I know what's going on. But she spent part of the pandemic in New York with him, and she's still very much in love. She wants to get new breasts. Good for her. I'm not interested in this. And you know what also annoys me? Look, I understand it's 90 Day Fiance inspired, but when their scenes come up and I'm trying to multitask, I have to sit down and watch because I have to read the subtitles, and that annoys me because first of all they're boring. So I'm like, all right, I don't want to miss out on something juicy, but I have to sit down and watch them, and then I'm disappointed because there's nothing interesting being said. Oh, but Courtney says Mama telling that man off was fun. That was funny. And her chasing him with the purse, that was funny. But that was last season. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna keep watching, but by episode 4, if it's not entertaining, I'm not going to do it. If you're watching the replay of this, let me know if you guys want us to do a separate live talking about the family Chantel. We will continue doing, of course, 90 Day Fiance The Other Way. And I know that 90 Day The Single Life is coming up, and I think that's going to be good. If you do not have Discovery Plus, you might want to get it because I believe it's going to premiere there first, and then it will eventually air on TLC like they're doing now with the current season. I already saw that season, so that's why we're not recapping it. I could recap it because I've watched it, and I thought it was good. Good morning, everyone. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat. I see you all. All right, let's move on to 90 Day Fiance The Other Way. Evelyn has a heart. Evelyn has a heart. That was the biggest surprise for me in this episode. Evelyn has a heart. I know she still hates him. Look, here's the thing. And watching this couple and hearing her express her hurt and the fact that she opened herself up to Corey despite not wanting to, part of me's like, okay, so Evelyn, why do you want to be with Corey? I know you only married him so he could stay in the country, but why did you want him to stay in the country? Our running joke is that she hates him, but now I really believe that you do. So why are you mad? I get it that he lied to you about the depth of that relationship with Jenny, and that he should have just been honest about that. I think Corey is a decent guy. I think Corey just knows how Evelyn is. I think Corey is scared of Evelyn, but Evelyn was truly hurt. Unless she's this amazing actress, this is the first time that we've seen Evelyn cry and break down. And everything that she was saying, I truly believe she meant that. She's like, you made me love you. No, Evelyn, you chose to love this man. Be mad at yourself. And now she doesn't want to divorce him because that goes against everything that her family believes in. But I felt this was like a real situation. This was a real situation. I was like, oh, Evelyn, you really did love this. Did she love this man? I don't know if I wouldn't say no. I think she's mad that exactly, as Asia said, she got played, and I'm not mad at all. I think she's mad that she also feels like she got played. But can we talk about Jenny? First of all, him going to go meet up with Jenny. She's also in Ecuador now. Jenny is in love with Corey, but can we all agree we want Corey to get with Jenny, back with Jenny, because I believe that is an actual loving relationship. I believe that Jenny loves him, and I believe Evelyn hates him. And I don't understand why Corey feels the need to continue this relationship, because it always seems so combative. It always seems as if she's just always looking at him in such a judgmental way. Jenny looks at him in such a loving way. Right? She looks at him in such a loving way, and she said what they had was so beautiful. Although it was short, although it was short, and any new relationship seems beautiful. But with that being said, I got softer vibes from Jenny than we get from Evelyn. And look, not saying that Evelyn has to be all lovey-dovey with Corey, but it honestly feels as if she hates him. It feels like she hates him. It is what it is. It is what it is. Um, I'm trying to remember if there was anything else from the storyline that was worth mentioning. She wouldn't let him sleep in the house with her, but she did allow him to sleep in another room. She did allow him to sleep in another room. Asia says Jenny's cute. Courtney says, and maybe fears government deportation if he keeps messing with these gals in a Catholic country. Uh-oh. You know what? One thing that Evelyn said that I thought was interesting, because she made it seem about, I guess he is the exotic one in Ecuador. He has, he's white and he has blue eyes. So she made mention of that, and I'm not sure how white people are treated in Ecuador. But I have heard when I've been in South America, them mention those things. They sort of they like those things. So I don't know. Corey is not as innocent as he portrays himself to be, because I do feel like he also leans into playing that goofy innocent guy. But I also don't think he deserves the hate and I don't even know, the anger that he gets from Evelyn. But Evelyn in this episode, I felt for Evelyn in this episode because I think Evelyn truly, truly was upset and truly was hurt by finding out this information. Like, I don't believe she faked those tears. Those tears look too real to me. And those words that she spoke about what was going on felt real to me. Courtney, exactly, Courtney. He is blonde Nordic god like for them. And I've seen that down in South America before. People talk about that. So look, Corey's okay. All right, but we already know what that's about. All right. Let's talk about Ariella. I know this is not the right picture to use. Ariella, though, finally decides to leave her Benny. She's going to America for a month. She's going to America for a month because Avi has to get that surgery. So this is another relationship that I feel that is very produced. Especially, I don't believe Ariella. Every time I say it, I'm just gonna call her Ari. Because every time I say Ariella, because I don't feel like we've called her Ariella until this season. Denise says, don't get sucked in by Evelyn Kempire. She's a safe. I know. I felt for her though in this episode. I felt for her. Hold on, wait. Susie says, "Here comes the waterworks. Here comes." Well, here's the thing. So Ari says, "Oh, look, I, just to prove to you that I'm coming back, I left all of these clothes." Ari, let's be real. All of the stuff that I have here, there are certain things that I would want to take with me. There are a lot of clothes I could leave here and get new clothes, especially if you're going back to a colder. I think she's going back to New Jersey. All those dresses that you wore in Ethiopia, you don't care about. You don't care about, and you could leave them right there. And as we see in the preview, her family is trying to convince her to move back home. And from what I've heard, rumor on the street is that they're both here in the States. Well, they're in the States. Bonnie says Ariella will not be coming back. But I felt for Benny again in this episode because again, someone we're getting real emotion from. I felt that he could not act that. He really is traumatized by his first wife leaving him and his child. I don't know the last time he saw his child. It's crazy to me, but it's also a very real situation. As you know, she booked these tickets without his knowledge. She had a FaceTime call with her mom where they were saying she's gonna come back. She's gonna come back. I think Benny is not worried about Ari coming back. I think he's more worried about seeing his son again. I think that's his main concern because he has not been able to see his other child. I'm wondering now that if the rumors are true that he's in the States, if he's gotten to see his other child. I don't know if he had a boy or girl. Karen says Ari's family have money, so she doesn't need the clothes. She will get new ones. She will stay in the US. I agree. That's what I thought. I was like, that is not proof enough to me. She does write something in his native language and says some sweet things to him. But I've said this multiple times when we recap 90 Day Fiance. I don't feel the true love between Ari and Benny. I don't feel like a true connection. I felt more of a connection between Ari and Leandro. Of course, that's a longer relationship. They were married, but I just don't feel the magic. I don't honestly, I don't see them making it. I think they're trying to make it work because they have a kid, despite how many times we've told people that's not going to save your relationship. But here we are. Here we are. Courtney says Ari loves her brown baby. That baby is cute. Avi's adorable. The airport, I think any airport scene, and that's probably where 90 Day Fiance always gets me. Any airport scene gets you emotional. Something about the airport, and you're saying goodbye to the love of your life. You're saying goodbye to your child. That's emotional, and he breaks down. He breaks down. So I felt for Benny in this situation. I really, really, really felt for him. But we're going to continue to watch this. As I said to you before, the preview shows the family trying to convince her to stay. A rumor on the street is that Benny is in the States. So it will be interesting to see if that is a long-term situation. I honestly think he might be in the States and he might continue to stay in the States so he can be closer to his other child as well. And maybe that was their plan. Maybe we will see Ari and Benny on Happily Ever After. I mean, she's entertaining enough. It will be interesting. What I am interested in now, 90 Day Producers, because I know you watch. What I'm interested in now is having them on Happily Ever After because I want to meet Benny's ex-wife. I want the reunion between Benny and his other child. Then the introduction of the new child. I think all of that will be interesting. Am I wrong? Anyone agree with me? Agree with me with that? You want to see that? I want to see that reunion because I know that's going to be look, 90 Day Producers, that's going to be good TV, especially because it's going to be real. It's going to be real. See, Courtney agrees with me. Oh, yes, Kempire, that would be. I think that's a real storyline because she really left him in Ethiopia and took their child. And I'm guessing he didn't have the funds maybe to fight it. And he's sort of let that go. But I don't see her not allowing Benny, if he's in the States, to see his child. So I think that will be interesting, and that will be an interesting storyline. I just don't see that being on 90 Day Fiance the other way. I think that's more of a happily ever after. But usually with happily ever after, they get married. I'm not sure if they're willing to do that, but I think she might marry him. I don't think because she loves him, but because it will make logistical sense. She'll be able to be happy, and Benny will be able to stay in the States to be a father to Avi and a father to his other child. Not sure where the other wife or the ex-wife is living. Courtney, exactly. Kempire producing deals from Amsterdam. Oh, Dr. Payne Nestor, welcome to our membership, guys. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, you don't have to, but head on over to TheKempire.com, or if you're watching from your computer, click the join button for more details. I am going to work on additional tiers where we'll have exclusive members only lives. So shout out to our members already. We already did a members only live chat for the Real Housewives of Potomac. We have more hot topics to talk about. I will probably do a special live where we talk some of these hot topics. And of course, tomorrow we will be doing our Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap. So stay tuned for that. We have a lot to talk about there. A lot to talk about. So they have the finale. So wait, are we getting the reunion this week? What's tomorrow? Yeah, we are getting the reunion this week. Tomorrow's the 13th, right? Am I wrong? Look, am I wrong? No, today's the 13th. See, I'm all mixed up. Today's the 13th, so we are getting part one of the reunion today, right? Am I wrong? It just feels so soon. It just feels so soon. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to recap it regardless. So be sure, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. I literally just was taking a look at the last episode that I did of the podcast. I am going to work on a podcast episode today. It will be released today. If you're not subscribed to Kempire Radio on your favorite podcast platform, subscribe. I'm going to talk about what's been going on here in Amsterdam. And we will talk about some of these hot topics, and we will talk about some other reality TV stuff. But everything that I have not said on any other platform will be said on the Kempire Radio podcast. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Anyways, let's get back to this. Let's get back to this. All right. So Ariella, good luck, girl. We didn't get any Ellie and Victor this week. I didn't miss them. It's okay. We're going to get more of them next week, but I think she's done with him. I think Ellie's done with him. I'm invested in Ellie's story because Ellie has been through a lot, but we didn't get any of them this week, which was okay with me. It was okay with me. Okay. Can we talk about Steven? Steven at the top, I guess, your left. Look, your left. Yeah, my left too. Steven and Alina. So Steven, when asked, admits that he did cheat on her, that he's dated. First of all, did he say he's dated hundreds of girls or kissed hundreds of girls? I can't remember, but I just remember thinking to myself, and then a dozen girls, and then 5 or 6 that he slept with. If you've slept with only 5 or 6 people, you know it's either 5 or 6. So what is it? I don't believe him. And I feel for Alina, but even when Alina's having the conversation with him, it's almost like she's trying to not laugh. And I don't know what that is. We also remember, we've heard rumors from former 90 Day Fiancé people that say the producers sort of force certain conversations and storylines. And I get it, for reality TV, you have to sort of do that. But this conversation, he says that he did have sex with someone while he was dating her, and this was at the top of their relationship. Rumor on the street is that they're not together anymore. That's the rumor on the street. They're very young. We have to remember, she's 20 years old, he's 25. He admits to her, and I get why she's upset, because he made it seem like he wants to live this very religious life, but he's not living up to the standards that he's trying to bestow upon her. Libra says, I no longer watch the show. TLC 90 Day was way too much last season. I rely on Kempire's reviews. Libra, I think you might like 90 Day The Other Way, though. 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, I've enjoyed so far this season. Maybe because I love to travel. I love seeing how this is all playing out. And speaking of Steven, one of the things that I like about Steven, he gives me the Mary Cosby weird, which is entertaining to watch. But I also think that there is something very toxic about him as well. But the other thing that I can appreciate, because we see these Americans go to other countries all the time and they're disrespectful. Tiffany, remember Tiffany when she went to Jordan? And they don't know the language. They don't understand the culture. One thing I can appreciate about Steven is that he knows the language. He knows a couple of languages. And he's very much aware of what he's getting into. But I hate the fact that they all treat the 90 days as a trial period. It's not a 90-day trial period. You should know that you want to get married, because they give you the 90 days because certain countries, it's a process. It's a process. Hold on, y'all. Let me just put this up here. Let me see what you guys are saying. Walker says, I wonder if you responded to Alina's girl. I wonder if I think you mean Steven, because I did not respond to Alina's girlfriend's message. I think we might find out. You know, these 90-day producers are all on it. I think we will find out that he probably does respond, that he doesn't delete his social media, even though he says he's going to. Walker, I don't know why we're getting your message multiple times. Don't spam, Walker. You'll be put on a timeout. Denise says, life's not fair. Awkward Stevens getting more action than me. I mean, I kind of thought the same thing. I was like, damn, he's had hundreds of dates? Okay. All right. I think he was exaggerating, though. There's something there that says to me that it was a little pre-produced. That whole situation, I feel, was a little pre-produced. The mom has come to visit. I think the mom needs to take her 20-year-old daughter back home. Steven's not the right guy for her. She should not try and change her religion for Steven. She should not. Exactly, Rocky said the mom is ready to take her back now, as she should, as she should. But I think again, the producers are behind the scenes saying, "No, we need them to stay. Let's get some more. She doesn't have to marry him, but we want to get more of the 90 days. Blah blah blah. We're going to pay you. Blah blah blah." This is what I'm assuming. I'm not saying this is what's actually happening, but this is what I'm assuming because I'm just getting that feeling from the conversations that we're seeing. Oh, I love this comment when you guys say this, but I really wish that you would watch the shows. Not for their sake, but I want to hear your input. Sharp Point says, to be honest, I don't watch a lot of the shows either. I come to Kempire for recaps and opinions. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But let me tell you, 90 Day Fiance, the original series, and 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After sucked this last season. But if there's a show that you're going to get into this season, it should be 90 Day Fiance The Other Way, because you're literally like you're catapulted to different countries between the music, between the production, and then you get these crazy storylines. It's really entertaining every single week. And I wasn't sure how it was going to be this season, but this season has been good. This season has been good. Okay. Courtney says, I keep wondering if Steven is on the spectrum. No shade. I agree. I understand what you're saying, Courtney. And I honestly don't think you're being shady by saying that. There are a lot of people, and I can say this because I've worked with individuals with developmental disabilities. There are a lot of people that have never been diagnosed that fall on the spectrum. They just have more high functioning, and I'm not even sure if that's even an appropriate term anymore because the terms changed over the years. People are just more able to sort of kind of function through life than others. And he might be, or he just might be Steven with a V weird. Might be that. Sharp Point, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Crafting with Nadine says 90 Day has had some creepy guys on it. They have. They've had quite a few creepy guys. But here's the thing. I think it's because of what we're talking about. These guys connecting with women on the other side of the world as opposed to their own neighborhoods and things like that. I think, and that's not to say that I'm creepy. I'm actually traveling to these countries for culture. If I meet someone along the way, it's something different. It's not my intention. I'm not meeting these people from New York. Ooh. I heard about this because 90 Day Bears all talks about it. And is it called 90 Day the Caribbean? Something like that. I need to get into that because they had a couple of the couples on the show and it seemed interesting. Especially the black couple that was on the show. They were a really good looking couple. Thank you, Dr. Payne, for the super chat. I need to get into that too. You know what? I'm going to try and get into that before next week when we recap 90 Day Fiance The Other Way. So that way we can talk a little bit about that. I could do separate lives on some of these things, but I feel like we can mush them together and talk about them, right? We talked a little bit about the family chantel at the top of this live, but we could talk about the Caribbean next week. Let me just do a little deeper dive. Sonia says Asperger's. I know a couple of people diagnosed with it, with a lot of his social characteristics. Yeah, it's true. Hold on. Rama says 90 Day is Kempire's right. 90 Day The Other Way is really good. It to me, it's good this year because we really struggled through 90 Day Fiance and then 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. But here we are. Claire, thank you so much for the super chat. Claire says, only been watching you a few weeks, but you're brilliant. Here for the daily and consistent content from across the water in Scotland. Thank you so much, Claire. How far is Scotland from the Netherlands? That's a really quick trip. The only reason why I haven't flown to another country is because of these COVID restrictions. Every country is so different. So that's the only reason why I haven't done it. That's the only reason why I haven't done it. Because normally I would have done another country. What I've been really doing, though, here in the Netherlands, I'll save it for the podcast and my vlog. But thank you, Claire, so much for the super chat. I am going to talk about in detail in the next episode of Kempire Radio, my podcast. So stay tuned for that. Uh, was it a swingers resort? Okay, I need to watch. I need to watch. I need to watch. Sharp says 90 Day Fiance has too much fake drama. The 90 Day Fiance Caribbean is excellent. The Other Way is much better this season too. Really like Ari and Benny. I have to say, I don't love Ari, but I'm getting real vibes, even though there are some very pre-produced moments. But we saw in this last episode, Benny's breaking down and crying about his, missing his fiance and his child. I really was like, I feel it. I feel it. It's happening. Thank you so much. Thanks for your work. I really appreciate watching from Spain. Hey, Spain, another country that's very close by that I probably need to fly to. Oh, yes. Dana says the Jamaican guy worked at a swingers resort. I did see a preview of some of that. I need to get into 90 Day Fiance the Caribbean. I need to get into that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Let me get into some of this other stuff because guess what? I have to go for another COVID test. Details in my podcast, guys. This is probably me. This will probably be number 5. How long have I been here? Is what it is, y'all. I've been to Spain too. Sidebar. I've been to, and I'm probably going to mispronounce this. I've been to Mallorca and I've been to Barcelona. So I have been to Spain. I want to do more of Spain. I want to do more traveling, period. But I want Libra the sore nose. One, I have to say, the last person that did my my test, he did it very lightly. I was actually surprised, and I was like, "Okay, what's happening here?" But here we are. Whoa, exactly. Okay. I want to do Madrid. I haven't done Madrid yet. I want to do more of the actual Spain. Look, the actual Spain. You know what I mean, though. All right, guys. If you're just joining us, of course, we're talking about 90 Day Fiance The Other Way. We talked a little bit about the family Chantel. The first episode wasn't that great, but 90 Day Fiance The Other Way is continuously bringing it. If you're watching the replay of this, I want to know about your favorite couple, what you think of the family Chantel, your favorite couple from 90 Day Fiance The Other Way. Let's continue because there aren't a lot of couples this season for 90 Day Fiance. However, everyone's bringing a storyline. Can we talk about Armando and Kenny? Okay, guys, I know we talk about Kenny crying all the time, but they got me crying like every episode. I don't know what position this particular man plays in the government there, but they went to go get their license. They had to go through this entire process in order to get married in Mexico. So they had to go to human rights and do this and that. Look, I understand because traveling and then being in another country, but even being in the States, the political red tape of trying to get things done is ridiculous sometimes. And every country is so different. And even the most developed countries have so many different steps that you have to go through. Like I said, I'm going to talk about it in my podcast. But they had to go through so many different steps in order to get married. And they went through those steps and they finally go to this place. And the guy says to them, "Oh, you no longer need that paperwork." And the guy is interviewed and he says it's because it probably wasn't necessarily Armando and Kenny's paperwork that has made this big change in Mexico or within the state of Mexico, but they were definitely a part of that journey because there are so many people requesting this, because the human rights organization there has been issuing, requests for this. They literally, within the span of time of being there, help make a change when it comes to how the LGBTQIA plus community is treated there. And I thought, wow, I thought that was such a beautiful moment. I thought what this man said was so poignant. And I said, okay, all right, Armando and Kenny, we are going to get to see Armando and Kenny get married on the show. I said, I've requested it and we're going to get it. We're going to get it. I'm so happy for them. I know there will be lots of tears. They're probably gonna have some very emotional speeches. We will be crying when Kenny and Armando get married. And I thought it was so sweet when Armando's daughter was like, "I hope you are able to get married." So she fully understands what's happening here. She fully understands what's happening, and she's okay with it because she's a child and children are taught to be ignorant. They've taught her to be open-minded. Okay. And I loved it. I thought that was really, 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 really sweet. I thought that was really, really sweet. Guys, we have over almost 150 people watching. Be sure to like this video if you haven't liked it already. Subscribe to the channel. We're live on multiple platforms, including TheKempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. Be sure to follow me there if you haven't already, because there will be exclusive lives that I will be doing on those platforms in the future. So you don't want to miss out on those moments. Okay. So shout out to Kenny and Armando. What other couple did I miss? Oh, I know a couple I missed. And did I not upload their photo? Yeah, I didn't upload their photo. I don't think I have their photo here. No. We have to talk about Jenny and Sumit. And I know that you guys know who Jenny and Sumit is, but let me bring up a photo of them because I think it's important because they were the thumbnail. Let me just pull up a photo of Jenny and Sumit, and then we're gonna wrap this up because, as I said before, I have to go get another COVID test. Your boy has to get another swab up his nose. Oh joy. Oh Lord. Okay, let me move this out of my way. And of course, if you guys only knew the things I got to do with this new setup that I have. But I have to say, despite this being a new setup, we've been getting it done. We've been getting it done. Maybe not the same amount of content, but we've been giving you content. And I love that you guys appreciate that we're giving you the content that you need. Okay, so let me pull this up. Hold on, y'all. Okay, there we go. All right, Jenny and Sumit. Now I already know what you guys are saying. I already know what you're saying. Jenny, go home. I know what you guys are saying. Jenny, go home. Oh, Jenny. Jenny almost got attacked by monkeys. And Sumit saying to her, "It's okay. They won't hurt you." That's not true. That is not true. Generally, they won't. But when I've been to India a couple of times, the tour guide told me he's actually seen some of these monkeys hit people. So, and we literally saw that. See, you can't make up that moment. The producers can't. I mean, the producers could have got those monkeys riled up just for a moment, but I don't believe they did that because it could be very dangerous. It could be very dangerous. Jordan says, "What's up, Jordan?" Jordan says, "You're making me want to watch. I thought I was at my capacity of crazy cuckoo TV." Jordan, wait till you watch this. This is only episode 7 of 90 Day Fiance The Other Way, but this is the one to get into. This would be the one to get into. Dana says, "Please go home, Jenny. At this point, he doesn't want you." And one of the previews that we saw last week, the woman at the Hare Krishna temple, she spoke so much wisdom, and I hope Jenny takes her advice. She said, he's not going to make any sort of changes until you actually do what you said you're going to do and leave. I don't know if Sumit's mother paid her to say that, but I thought she spoke so much truth. But before we even get to that we don't even get to see that just yet. In this episode, Sumit, Jenny, and the parents go to counseling. They go to counseling. And even Jenny's like, "Why? I guess we'll go to counseling." This is another situation I feel in order to create a story, and I get it. Producers have to create a story. They can't just kind of throw you in front of the camera and expect you to give us anything. No, every week they need some sort of story for Jenny and Sumit. So of course, let's go to counseling, even though the parents are in no way going to accept this relationship. And Jenny's like, their concern is like, when Jenny dies, what are you going to do? You're going to be an old man. No woman's going to want you. Jenny's like, you'll be 50 years old. That's still a good vibrant age. Yeah, technically, especially for a man, because a man can have children when he's like 80. Okay. But will a young woman want him? Roman says Sumit's a scammer. Everyone says this. But look, Sumit has to take that criticism because he did scam Jenny in the beginning. He catfished her. He lied about being married. He lied to her about getting a divorce. He lied about wanting to marry her, and he might want to marry, but he's finding every excuse in the book not to. And I wonder if that's also the producer saying, yeah, let's play this out a little bit longer. This week's episode was okay, but I think Sumit suggests that the parents move in, which is not abnormal within the Indian culture. That's not abnormal where the families live together. That's actually very, very normal. But in this particular instance, them moving in with Jenny and Sumit, that's not going to change the parents' minds. That's not. And again, I have to remind you guys, because I know a lot of people are very critical of the parents, Sumit's parents. But we have to remember this is a very cultural thing. And one of the things that they said over the last couple of weeks is that their neighborhoods, their family structure, their friends and family are going to judge them based off their children and will shun them from society. So those are elements that we have to keep in mind. Dana, thank you. Welcome to the membership. Again, guys, if you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to TheKempire.com. You allow us to continue to bring you quality content when you support the channel in a variety of different ways. And one of those ways is the membership here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. Roma says, I don't believe him. I don't believe him at all that his father-in-law took his passport. He must be related to Erica Jane. Well, now the passport is no longer an issue because all he had to do was apply for one. I was the one making the excuse. It's a pandemic. In India, it was really bad. They closed down a lot of those things. But then the next episode, they went to the passport office. Yeah, all you got to do is this and that, and then you're done. I try. I really do try to keep an open mind with these folks, but Sumit does not want to marry Jenny. I agree with you guys. Jenny needs to go home. If Sumit really wants Jenny, he's going to have to really step up. He's going to really have to step up. But I'm looking forward to the pre-produced moment when the parents are living with Jenny. Because the last season with Jenny and Sumit, I got bored with them a little bit towards the middle of the season. So far, I'm still entertained. Jenny almost got attacked by monkeys in this last episode. Jenny and Sumit and the parents were in counseling. Next week, we're going to get Jenny and the mom in the kitchen. Give these producers a raise. Give these producers a raise. Claire, welcome to the membership. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Shout out to all of our members. Shout out to moderators for keeping this space a clear and open dialogue where we're able to share our opinions freely and openly. So shout out to you guys. Okay. What else? Was there anything else that I wanted to say about this couple? No, there wasn't. Guys, I just want to see what some of the things that you guys are saying, and then I'm going to round this out because, as I said to you before, I have to go for another swab up the nose because I'm filming 90 Day Fiance. No, I'm not. I'm not. I do not want to be one of these people on this show. No. Let me see. Not grandma, my friend. K11 says they are so fake, and Jenny has to be the dumbest woman on earth. I can't stand to look at it. It's so rough. But you know what? You're not the only person to say this stuff, and you're not the first person to say this either, Jennifer. Everyone now living off Jenny's SSI. Let's be real though. Jenny's SSI goes further in India than it would in America. Unfortunately, that's not a lot of money, and the money that she's making from TLC. I'm sure she's making, it's not a lot of money, but the money that she's making she's able to live well. But I still do believe, do believe in this relationship. I really do believe in this relationship. I do believe that Sumit loves Jenny. I do believe that they have an amazing sex life. I know. But I do believe that they do. And I do, like someone just said, family businesses. I do believe that the family is in on it because I'm sure Jenny maybe is giving money to the family. So maybe they're more than willing to be a part of this storyline. This is the only reason why I believe that now is because the family is going to move in with Jenny and Sumit. No, now you're playing it up for the cameras. Now you're part of the fun. Now you're part of the fun and the funny. Just saying. So I think that's what's happening. I think that's what's happening. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Next week we will recap more of this. I'm gonna try and get into 90 Day Fiance the Caribbean, and maybe we can talk a little bit more about that. Yes, Jennifer. That's what we were talking about that earlier. Ari and Benny are supposedly living here in the U.S. That's what I heard as well. Maybe they were. It wouldn't surprise me that Ari's parents allegedly probably paid for his K-1 visa and probably also sponsored him to live here because they want. First of all, like I said before, I think it's going to make great TV for 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. I wouldn't mind them coming back on that. They will have to get married. Either way, they're gonna have to get married if he's here if he's in the United States on a K-1 visa. So that will be interesting to see that play. I don't really love them or watching them. We've had some funny moments, but I can see it makes sense for Benny to come here. Remember, his other kid with his ex-wife is in the States. I'm not sure where in the United States, but at least he's in the United States. He can go travel to see his other child. We need to get that on camera, producers. I hope you're working on this. You're welcome. You're welcome. Maybe you want to give me the exclusive interview. Maybe I'll host that No. Let me not take a job from my girl, Sean. Sorry, Sean. No, you can have that. And I also know Sean deals with a lot of the 90 Day Fiance stands. I don't want that. I don't want that. We will continue to talk. And if Jenny and Sumit want to come on the show, if Ari and Benny want to come on the show, you are more than welcome. Exactly, Courtney. Give me some commission because I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing that play out. It's already going to be emotional because it's going to be real. It's going to be real. Do not bring back any of those other people that you had on 90 Day Fiance or 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. But Ari and Benny, this is going to be a real story. I'm looking forward to seeing that play out. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. The season's just begun, really. We're literally probably just almost at the middle of 90 Day Fiance The Other Way. This was episode 7. I'm still engaged. I'm still watching. Shout out to our replay crew. Let me know your thoughts on 90 Day Fiance The Other Way and The Family Chantel. Let me know if you're watching, if we should continue to keep talking about it. Libra says Sean needs help, Kempire. I think she's good at it. I don't love some of the recent episodes that I saw of Sean on Sean Robinson, who hosts a lot of the 90 Day Fiance tell-alls. I didn't like some of the questions that she was asking on 90 Day Bears Law. They felt a little inappropriate, but I also felt like maybe this was the producers asking her to ask these questions. And that's why I love having my own channel, because I only ask what I want to ask. I don't have a producer or a production company tell me what I should ask. So Courtney says Sean's not spicy enough. Yeah, because Sean is from, the old school entertainment reporter. She's a real journalist. So she's not going to ask those types of questions. She's also going to ask the questions the producers give her to ask. But I like Sean. I don't want to take Sean's job. Shout out to Sean Robinson, right? Uh-oh. Beautiful woman, too. Beautiful. Looks great. I think Sean's like in her 50s now. Crazy to me. I remember seeing Sean back in the day. I think it was Access Hollywood she was on. So, exactly. K11 said the producers overproduced the tell-all is not Sean. Exactly. Sean is a journalist. She's asking the questions that are given to her. It's not like she's thinking this off the top of her head. These are things that have been discussed that she's supposed to be asking. So, I can't be someone's puppet. Not to say that she's being, well, technically. Anyways, guys. First of all, shout out to my mods. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. And shout out to subscribers. Shout out to those that aren't subscribed. If you're not subscribed, why not? Join the fun. Subscribe to the channel. Be sure to join our texting community, and put that up here as well. Be sure to follow me on my social media as well, where you get hot topics under 15 seconds, under a minute, reality TV recaps, and so much more here on the channel. Again, shout out to everyone that sent in the super chat. Shout out to our moderators that kept this space an open and free dialogue for everyone. We appreciate you. And I will see you guys probably later. Probably later. Not sure how much later. I probably will do a couple of videos and then, of course, maybe one other live. If not, definitely we will be live tomorrow for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion recap. I know you have a lot to say, and there are some more stories that we need to cover. Thank you all for being here. Be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. I will see you guys later. There'll definitely be new videos later. Thanks for tuning in. Again, shout out to my mods and shout out to our Team Kempire Royal Court members and shout out to everyone that sent in a super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you.